Beloved soul, if you have found your way here, it is not by accident. The path of the twin flame is a sacred spiral, winding through lifetimes, dreams, and the silent chambers of your heart. I invite you to settle in, breathe deeply, and open yourself to a transmission that is as much a remembering as it is a revelation, for I speak to you as one who has walked the labyrinth of divine feminine wisdom, who has listened to the whispers of spirit, and who now gently holds your hand as you step into the hidden sanctum of twin flame intimacy. You may have heard stories, some wild, some wishful, about the magnetic pull between twin flames. You may have felt it yourself, the electric current, the soul-deep recognition, the ache that is both longing and homecoming. But what happens when the doors close, when the world falls away, and you are left alone with your beloved in the sacred space of the bedroom? There are truths here, truths that shimmer just beneath the surface, truths that few dare to speak aloud. Let us journey together, you and I, into these 5 shocking bedroom truths. Let us do so with reverence, for this is holy ground. Number 1. The bedroom becomes a portal for soul alchemy. When you and your twin flame cross that threshold, you are not simply entering a private space, you are stepping into a living temple, a liminal realm where the veils between worlds grow thin and the ordinary dissolves into the extraordinary. In this hallowed chamber, the air itself seems to shimmer with possibility. The mundane falls away, and what remains is the raw, unfiltered essence of your souls. Here, your bodies are not mere vessels of flesh and bone, they are chalices, brimming with the elixirs of lifetimes, carrying the codes of your shared journey. Every caress, every breath, every glance exchanged in the half-light becomes a ritual, a sacred invocation that calls forth the deepest truths of who you are. You may find that, in the arms of your beloved, emotions rise up from the depths, tears that have waited lifetimes to be shed, laughter that bubbles up from the wellspring of your soul, shivers that ripple through you as old wounds are touched and transmuted. This is the alchemy of love, the fire that burns away illusion, the water that cleanses, the earth that grounds, the air that breathes new life into your being. You are not just making love, you are making magic, weaving together the golden threads of your destinies. Sometimes, the energy is so intense it feels as though you are dissolving, melting into the infinite. The boundaries of self blur, and you are left suspended in a space where only love exists. In these moments, the ego, so often the gatekeeper of separation, softens, surrenders, and finally dissolves. What remains is the pure, radiant truth of your soul, reborn in the crucible of union. This is why twin flame intimacy is unlike any other. It is not just a meeting of bodies, but a merging of souls, a sacred dance of transformation that leaves you forever changed. In the bedroom, you are both the alchemist and the gold, the seeker and the found, the lover and the beloved. And as you surrender to this holy fire, you are reborn, again and again, into the fullness of who you truly are. Number 2. Shadows emerge in the most intimate moments. You may have longed for your twin flame with visions of endless light, imagining that union would be a sanctuary free from pain. Yet, as you draw closer, you discover a deeper truth. The light you share is so radiant, so pure, that it illuminates even the darkest corners of your being. In the sacred vulnerability of the bedroom, masks fall away. The walls you have built to protect yourself, walls of pride, of self-sufficiency, of carefully curated stories, begin to crumble. Here, in the presence of your beloved, you are seen in your rawest form. And it is in this seeing that the shadows emerge, not as enemies, but as lost children longing to be held. Old wounds may rise to the surface, sometimes with a force that takes your breath away. A gentle touch may awaken memories of abandonment, a loving word may stir echoes of unworthiness. You may find yourself reacting in ways that surprise you, feeling emotions that seem disproportionate or even irrational. But, dear one, this is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of profound healing. Your twin flame is the mirror of your soul, reflecting back to you all that you have hidden, all that you have denied. In their gaze, you see not only your beauty, but also your pain. And in the sanctuary of the bedroom, there is nowhere for these shadows to hide. They come forth, not to torment you, but to be witnessed, to be loved, to be set free. This is the sacred work of shadow integration. It is not always comfortable, nor is it always easy. There may be tears, there may be trembling, there may be moments when you wonder if the love is strong enough to hold it all. But know this, every shadow brought into the light is a gift, an invitation to wholeness. As you hold each other through the storms, as you offer compassion to the wounded places within, you are weaving a tapestry of healing that is both ancient and new. In this holy space, you learn that true intimacy is not the absence of shadow, but the willingness to face it together. The deeper the love, the deeper the healing. And as you move through the darkness, hand in hand, you discover that the light you share is not diminished by the shadows, it is made all the more radiant because of them. Number 3. The body remembers what the mind forgets. Let us pause and honor the sacred vessel that is your body, a living archive, a keeper of mysteries, a silent witness to the journey of your soul across lifetimes. In the presence of your twin flame, this ancient wisdom stirs, awakening with a force that can be both exhilarating and humbling. The mind, with all its logic and reason, may falter in the face of such depth, but the body remembers. Oh, how it remembers! There are moments, perhaps, when you find yourself reaching for your beloved in a way that feels instinctive, as if your hands have known this embrace for centuries. The way your bodies fit together, the rhythm of your breath, the cadence of your heartbeats, these are not learned, but remembered. It is as though you are dancing to a melody that was composed long before you were born, a song that only your souls can hear. In the sacred space of intimacy, memories may surface unbidden. A touch, a scent, a whispered word can unlock doors within you, revealing glimpses of other lives, other loves. You may see flashes of faces, hear echoes of laughter, feel the ache of ancient partings and the joy of long-awaited reunions. Sometimes, these memories come as dreams, other times, as a deep, unshakable knowing that defies explanation. This remembering can be both a blessing and a challenge. You may find yourself mourning losses you cannot name, feeling waves of grief or longing that seem to have no source in this lifetime. Or you may be swept up in a tide of joy, a sense of homecoming so profound it brings tears to your eyes. Trust these feelings, dear one. Trust the wisdom of your body, for it is the bridge between your soul and your earthly experience. In the arms of your twin flame, you are safe to remember, safe to heal, safe to reclaim the fullness of your story. The body, in its infinite intelligence, knows how to release what no longer serves and to welcome what is meant to be. As you surrender to this process, you are not only healing yourself, but also weaving together the threads of your shared destiny, honoring the love that has carried you through lifetimes. So, listen to the language of your body. Let it guide you, comfort you, and remind you of the eternal bond you share with your twin flame. For in this remembering, you are made whole. Number 4. Sacred sexuality awakens the divine within. Beloved, let us enter the sanctuary of sacred sexuality, where the veils between the human and the divine grow thin, and every breath, every touch, becomes a prayer. For so many, sexuality has been shrouded in misunderstanding, burdened by shame, or wounded by past pain. Yet, in the embrace of your twin flame, you are invited to rediscover sexuality as it was always meant to be, holy, healing, and profoundly transformative. With your twin, the act of union transcends the physical. You are not merely bodies seeking pleasure, but souls yearning for communion. In this sacred space, you become priest and priestess, vessels for the ancient dance of Shakti and Shiva, the divine feminine and divine masculine, spiraling together in a cosmic embrace. Your lovemaking is no longer a simple act, it is a ritual, a ceremony, a weaving of energies that echoes the very creation of the universe. As you surrender to this dance, you may find yourself lifted into states of ecstasy that defy description. There are moments when the boundaries of your body dissolve, and you are swept into a current of pure light, pure love. You may feel energy rising up your spine, awakening the dormant serpent of Kundalini, igniting every cell with the fire of divine remembrance. In these moments, you are not just making love, you are becoming love itself, merging with the infinite, touching the face of the divine. Visions may come to you, insights and downloads that illuminate your path. You may find that your lovemaking becomes a form of meditation, a sacred practice that brings you closer to the heart of God, Goddess, all that is. The energy can be so powerful, so all-encompassing, that it leaves you trembling, awestruck, forever changed. Yet, this journey is not always gentle. The intensity of the energy can be overwhelming, stirring up old wounds, challenging your sense of self, demanding that you grow, expand, and surrender more deeply than ever before. You may need to learn new ways of grounding, to care tenderly for your body and spirit, to honor the cycles of rest and renewal that follow such profound union. But know this, beloved, you are never alone. The divine is with you, guiding your every step, blessing your union, holding you in the arms of infinite love. In the sacred space of twin flame intimacy, you are not just lovers, you are co-creators, channels for the divine, bearers of a love that heals, transforms, and uplifts the world. So enter this temple with reverence. Honor your body as holy, your beloved as sacred, your union as a gift beyond measure. For in the dance of sacred sexuality, you awaken the divine within, and you remember, at last, that you are love made manifest. Number 5. Intimacy becomes a path to union, with self, with other, with all that is. Let us rest in the heart of this final revelation, for it is here that the deepest mystery of twin flame intimacy is unveiled. The bedroom, that most private of sanctuaries, becomes not only a place of union with your beloved, but a sacred threshold to union with your own soul and with the divine itself. This is the alchemy of love at its highest octave, a merging that transcends the personal and ripples out into the infinite. In the arms of your twin flame, you are invited to come home to yourself in ways you may never have imagined. The gaze of your beloved is a mirror, reflecting not only your beauty and your light, but also your wounds, your fears, your hidden places. And yet, in this gaze, there is no judgment, only the pure, unwavering presence of unconditional love. Here, you are safe to be all that you are, strong and soft, radiant and raw, human and divine. This is the true miracle of twin flame intimacy. It is not merely about pleasure, though pleasure flows in abundance, a sweet nectar that nourishes body and soul. It is not only about healing, though healing is inevitable, as old wounds are bathed in the light of love. It is about awakening to the truth of your own divinity, your own wholeness, your own infinite worth. As you surrender to this truth, as you allow yourself to be seen, known, and cherished, something extraordinary happens. The boundaries between self and other begin to dissolve. You realize that the love you share with your twin is not separate from the love that animates the universe. It is a current, a river, a song that flows through all things. In this space, intimacy becomes a path to union not only with your beloved, but with all that is. You become a beacon, beloved, a living testament to the power of love to heal, to transform, to uplift. Your union becomes a blessing, a prayer whispered on the winds of eternity, a song that echoes through the cosmos. Others are drawn to your light, inspired by your courage to love so deeply, to surrender so completely, to embody the truth of who you are. In the sacred space of the bedroom, you remember, you are not alone, you are not separate, you are not broken. You are a soul on a journey, a spark of the divine, a beloved child of the universe. And as you rest in this knowing, you become a vessel for grace, a channel for love, a living bridge between heaven and earth. So, beloved, honor this path. Cherish the gift of intimacy, not only as a union with another, but as a homecoming to yourself and to the divine. For in this holy embrace, you are made whole, and the world is made new. Dearest one, if you are walking the path of the twin flame, know that you are not alone. You are held, guided, and cherished by forces seen and unseen. The bedroom is not just a place of rest or pleasure, it is a temple, a portal, a crucible for your soul's evolution. May you enter this sacred space with reverence. May you honor the shadows as well as the light. May you trust the wisdom of your body, the guidance of your soul, and the love that flows between you and your beloved. And may you remember, always, that you are worthy of the deepest intimacy, the wildest ecstasy, and the most profound union. You are love. You are loved. You are the beloved.